Hello folks, the Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful, getting a little cold here, very beautiful winter day. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Introduces Appolyon and the Beast. These are two more names, okay, that have been given by Christendom to a devil type character. And I've been, like I've said before in a previous video, I've been doing a series on all these names and titles and things given to a character, and I'm going to prove otherwise, or at least I've proven to myself. If I don't prove it to you, that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, Appolyon, because I'm going to cover two different ones, again, Appolyon and the Beast, because we've all read those, or I should say we're all familiar with those Left Behind books and all that kind of stuff, and the beast, the false prophet, and you know, all of this kind of stuff that comes from the imaginations of men. All right? You might as well read a sci-fi book, okay, and call that scripture from some of this stuff that had been pushed upon us. And movies made of these kind of things. Anyway, bear with me for a second. I was on a rant there for a second. Appolyon is the Greek rendering of the word Abaddon. That's A-B-A-D-D-O-N, the destroyer. It's called Abaddon, the destroyer, in Hebrew. And it can only be found in one place. Revelation 9:11. Abaddon the Destroyer. Dun 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 dun. Sure sounds like the villain from a Jewish comic book. Anyway, it speaks in this passage. You're going to have to read it for yourself. I'm not going to read it out of any version of the Bible. You read it for yourself. Okay? Revelation 9:11. Anyway, it speaks of a king of the abyss. Okay? And if a person wants to believe it's referring to an actual king of a place called the abyss, then you're going to have to assume that its kingdom residents had tails like scorpions, and they were given authority to act unjustly to humans, but only for just approximately 5 months. So that's it, just 5 months. Are you starting to see how ridiculous some of this stuff is that we've been led to believe? Some within Christian circles have been taught that Appolyon, or Abaddon the Destroyer, represents a single individual named Satan, and the scorpions were his demonic entourage. Sound familiar? This passage in Revelations is actually using hyperbolic and symbolic language to depict what happened in the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD, folks. And to prove it, all they have to do is ask, how long did that siege last? Historical records claim that it started in April of 70 AD and ended in August of 70 AD, so about 5 months. So how about that? This verse in Revelation 9:11. At least that part's true, huh? Come on, folks, we've got to use some stuff up here. It's gray matter. The Bible verse that uses the name Appolyon is not about Satan and his demons, as some people believe, but it's about General Titus, okay, who had Roman soldiers under his command who possessed pointy swords, like scorpion stingers. Do you see how it actually adds up and makes sense? But technically, okay, let's use the word Satan for a second. Titus was indeed a Satan to these people in Jerusalem, since he was an adversary. All right? Now let's move on to beast. Out of the 39 times beast is mentioned in the New Testament, 30 of them are found in the book of Revelation. Go figure. I'm not at all surprised. In my upbringing, and see if you relate with this, the word prophet has only been used in context of something or someone religious. So I believe the beast is a religious system due to it having its own false prophet. Stay with me. I'm not going to explain the 30 times that the word beast was used, every one of those times it was used. I'm just not going to in this video. But I will admit that in every case, the metaphoric beast was up to no good, and all instances. Okay? So I was also taught that the beast represented a man who was possessed by a being called Satan in order to rule the earth during the Great Tribulation. First, I've already proven that the word Satan is not a name of anything that can possess anyone. And second, I'm supposed to believe that a single evil individual is going to rule over an entire planet? I suppose that could happen, but I'd have to go all out sci-fi on you, okay? Because some movies portray a president of Earth, and I could be on board, pun intended, on board with that, with a scenario like Star Trek. I could be on board with that. But anyway, throughout the Bible, all sorts of names have been given to a devil-type personification, yet the word beast was never used for that purpose until the book of Revelation. Again, go figure. That should bring up a red flag, folks. It really should. All the time I was taught by preachers and teachers through my whole Christian life that the Bible bears its own witness. The scriptures bear its own witness. That was a term they always used. Meaning there was always something else in the works that can confirm what you're reading. But not in this case. You follow me? Anyway, when things like that happen, when there's not that, when it's only used one time and it just happens to be used in one book and stuff like that, I immediately question the validity of the word beast and how it's understood representing any kind of a devil. I have to question that. Lastly, the devil cannot be the beast at all, and the very verse that people use to prove or to say that the beast is the devil, it proves them wrong. The same verse does, because considering how it's written in the Latin-based Bible in Revelation 20:10, it says, quote, the devil. You got to understand something, that in the Greek it says the adversary, not the devil. Another one of those things done by the ancient Latin church. Anyway, it says the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are also. Did you catch that? The beast and the false prophet were already there. But yet, the devil is the same as the beast. But the beast was already there. Are you following me? It doesn't add up. I've already written in great detail what the metaphoric lake of fire is in my book, Is God Bipolar? Okay? This book right here, I'm going to leave a link to it on Amazon. I've gone in full detail of what the lake of fire really is in this book. Okay? So I'm not going to talk about it in great detail about how the metaphoric lake, in great detail in this video, how the metaphoric lake is a process. Okay? It's a process to purge and to purify. It's not a place of torment. An actual place. It's a process, not a place. You follow me? In closing this video, again, this passage in Revelation 20 is speaking of three things being processed in the lake, according to the Latin version. So, and even in the Greek, because the Greek it was adversary 1, okay, the beast 2, and the false prophet 3, where the Latins say it's the devil 1, the beast 2, the false prophet 3. Okay, so there's three things being processed in this lake of fire. So the devil can't be the beast if the beast, its prophet, and the devil are going to be put into the lake. Okay? So I hope that made sense. I just had to reiterate that again. So your understanding may be different than mine, but I have concluded that the lake of fire's devil character is a metaphor for anything that is adversarial to God's will. That's why the Greeks used the word adversary in there. Okay? And the beast is a governing system. And the false prophet is a religious arrangement that supports some type of corrupted, controlling religious system. It adds up. It makes more sense than what most people believe. So who knows for sure what the actual beast represents. This is my take on it. But this is where I'm coming from, and this is my understanding of it. All right? So look me up on Facebook under a group called the White Guy Group. And I also have, that's a private group, I have a public timeline under the name of John Anthony Jones. Look me up there. And I'm happy to discuss these things with you, as long as you're polite. I'm happy to discuss these things if you want to leave a comment and give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on this video. And again, as long as we're polite, we can disagree with each other. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with each other. We can learn from each other when we're disagreeing with each other. So that's okay. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'm going to leave links to Patreon and Ko-fi if you want to support this channel and what I'm trying to accomplish here. And I'm going to leave a link to my website, my new website, which isn't finished yet, by the way, called thatwhyguy.com. Check it out. Tell me what you think. So that way the guy who's designing it for me, I can pass on what you think. I can pass on to him, too. Mark Rayner. Hiya, Mark. So, anyway, thank you for viewing.